Tank Davis, somebody you've had some interaction with on social. What do you make of maybe the lack of discipline or arrest?
Lack of discipline. Lack of discipline. Is that what you want to put it down to?
Yeah.
It's more than lack of discipline. Yeah. It's vile. Do you know what I mean? I don't condone that at all in the slightest. So it's not got nothing to do with lack of discipline. It's got everything to do with moral compass. And for me, that's just, yeah, it ain't right.
Tank Davis, you know, he got arrested. I mean, any thoughts on that one?
He did, huh? Again?
Yeah, again.
You know, I mean, hey, look, I actually like Tank Davis. He's a good, you know, he's a good kid. He's a good fighter, a great fighter, actually. He's one of my favorites. Yeah, just get your... That's it, you know, basically.
Tank Davis may be approaching the most difficult chapter of his career. Once celebrated as one of boxing's most dangerous knockout artists, he has gradually become surrounded by legal troubles, controversy, and questions about his future. The fighter who once packed arenas and delivered spectacular finishes is now facing problems that have nothing to do with what happens between the ropes. Following his controversial draw with Lamont Roach Jr., many fans wondered how much further things could fall. Now, the latest courtroom developments have placed even more uncertainty over Tank's career. So what exactly has gone wrong, and why are so many people questioning whether Tank Davis can remain one of boxing's biggest stars? To understand that, you have to look back at how quickly his career rose. Tank went from a young fighter out of Baltimore to one of the sport's most recognizable names. With devastating power, tremendous charisma, and the backing of Floyd Mayweather, he became one of American boxing's biggest attractions. His aggressive style and knockout ability even drew comparisons to some of the sport's most explosive legends.
That dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer, George was a puncher, Ernest Shaver was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of his competition. He was doing that a lot.
And he got to be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you got to be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you got to be careful of.
But as his fame grew, so did the problems surrounding him. The biggest battles weren't always happening inside the ring. Personal controversies and legal issues began following Davis from one chapter of his career to the next. After several warnings and opportunities to move forward, another legal situation has once again placed his future under the microscope.
Man, I just want to say to let the people know that this judge is crazy, bro. This judge she locked me up because basically I bought a property. I did everything in my power to listen to my lawyers.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
To the home detention people. I listened to everybody to the T. She's mad that I bought a property. That's why I'm sitting in jail. She said that I shouldn't have. She wanted me to be in an apartment, a 1-bed apartment. You know what I mean? And I couldn't even, you know what I mean, take that. You know what I mean? She wanted me to stay in a 1-bed apartment and have my kids and nothing come visit me and things like that. I just want to spread light on this situation, because I feel as though she's taking advantage of me. She feels
You have 30 seconds remaining.
and she's doing stuff that's not right to me. I feel as though I don't know if she's advantage of or not, but the things that she's doing right now is not right. You know what I mean?
Reports indicate that a recent court development could create restrictions on Davis's travel and potentially complicate his ability to compete professionally while his probation situation is reviewed. The circumstances stem from a domestic violence case involving allegations made by a former partner. Although the charge was later dropped after the alleged victim declined to pursue the case, the controversy added another serious chapter to Davis's legal history. Now, renewed attention surrounding the matter could create additional consequences if authorities determine that previous conditions were violated. Depending on the outcome, Davis could face further legal penalties and potential complications with his boxing career.
Is not the face of boxing because he doesn't fight often. He fights once a year. And he's probably one of the best talents in the world. I love Tank Davis. I love watching him fight. I love when he goes in the ring and just demonstrates power and speed and he doesn't give a sh. I love that. But he has to fight more often. We want to see Tank fight 3-4 times a year. Tank Davis, I dare you to break my record. 5 world title fights in 1 year. Let's go.
You think he's not?
This is hardly the first controversy to surround Davis. Throughout his career, extraordinary boxing ability has repeatedly been accompanied by serious off-the-ring problems. In 2020, footage emerged showing Davis grabbing the mother of his child during a public event, creating widespread backlash. He later surrendered to authorities, but the incident continued to follow him long after the headlines disappeared.
Turn around.
For battery,
Turn around.
domestic violence.
Put your hands behind your back.
You got handcuffed.
Hey, the little one inside.
You don't gotta ask me, Bob.
Well, we need to make sure she's with somebody.
She's okay. She's with somebody.
Okay, listen, I get you that you're upset, but we can't just say.
Tight.
What's your first name? What's your first name? We can't just say that she's just with somebody. We have a duty to make sure that she's with the right people. Okay, so where's the mother of that child? What's his first name?
Gervonta. Listen real quick. It's either that. Ain't no more talking. No, there is more talking because otherwise it's not. So you would rather we take the child.
Then, in 2022, Davis was involved in a serious automobile accident in Baltimore that injured several people, including a pregnant woman. He later pleaded guilty to multiple traffic offenses and received a sentence that included home detention. After violating the conditions of that sentence by moving without permission, he eventually served time in jail. Now another legal issue has placed his professional future under greater scrutiny. For a fighter at the highest level, prolonged inactivity can be extremely damaging. Boxing careers depend heavily on momentum, public interest, and opportunities, and every setback makes it harder to maintain all three.
When you walk into the ring, how much you think you'll weigh?
When I walk in the ring?
Yeah.
With or without the ankle monitor on?
That's corny. That's super corny. I don't know how much I'll weigh.
And the handcuffs too.
Huh? What are you talking about, fam?
How do you win this fight?
That outfit is trash. For real. That outfit is garbage. And that hairstyle. Anybody that ever rocked a mohawk is a fucking clown. We all know this. Anybody rocked a mohawk. Name them.
You want to see clowns? You want to see clowns? Gervonta, you're the fucking clown, buddy. You're the fucking clown, Gervonta. Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown. I got you a poodle.
Now, okay. Now, since we on this, if I put my hands on females or anything like that, right? If I put my hands on females or anything like that, you know how many female? Like, come on. It will be mad. You see how when I don't even want to bring up nobody thing what's the name about that, but P Diddy, when things got like that, no, listen, when one female did a charge, it was mad females coming out, right? So if I hit a female, right, wouldn't it be mad other females? Like I ain't been just with one female. Like I'm 30 years old. Like, let's be real. I've been with more than one female. Wouldn't mad females come out and say something about me hitting them? No.
The transformation in public perception has been remarkable. Not long ago, Tank was considered one of boxing's most marketable stars. His knockouts routinely went viral, his fights attracted huge audiences, and his name carried enormous commercial value. Today, however, the conversation surrounding him is increasingly focused on legal controversies rather than championship performances.
Like that YouTube fake boxing stuff, cool. If you're a real boxing fan who doesn't like that, I feel them on that. But as a boxer, you know, if your heart's not in it, go get your money. I mean, at the end of the day, it's you in there and nobody else. So go get your money if your heart's not in it. But if you're fighting for legacy, that's not the way to go. That should be like your last fight. Yeah, the last thing you do. You know, if you're trying to, you know, build a legacy. But I don't think he chases legacy no more. Like, he even said he's not the face of boxing.
Reports have suggested that broadcasters and promotional partners are taking a cautious approach while Davis deals with his legal situation. Any major network or promoter considering his next event has to weigh the potential business opportunity against the uncertainty surrounding his future. Until those issues are resolved, negotiations for major fights could remain complicated.
And for Jake to fight Tank once Canelo didn't happen. And to Tank's credit, he's a real bad dude, and he's been calling out Jake for 3 years. And people, it's funny how now they're saying size matters, Jake is big, when for so long it's been Tank would kill Jake Paul. And now you get to see if that's real.
What weight could they possibly be fighting at? You know, the news broke, Jake and Tank are gonna happen November 14th.
Whatever weight they want, man, they're talking about it, and whatever it is, there's gonna be a definitive outcome. People can talk about pro, exhibition. We're gonna make sure this is as real as it's real.
Why was it, just out of curiosity, why is it not a professional bout and why is it an exhibition? Because I'm sure Jake would have taken the professional bout.
Nothing's been communicated as yet in terms of what it is, right? Similar to, if you remember with Paul Tyson, when we announced it, we didn't have the weight, we didn't have the rules, particularly in terms of the number of rounds, the minutes, the gloves.
This isn't simply a public relations problem. It can directly affect the business surrounding a fighter. Sponsors may hesitate to associate themselves with ongoing controversies, while fans can eventually become tired of seeing the same cycle repeat itself. At the same time, questions about Tank's performances inside the ring have started adding another layer to the story. His draw against Lamont Roach Jr. shocked many observers. Davis was expected to control the contest against the smaller, technically skilled challenger, but instead he struggled to establish his usual dominance. Roach used sharp counters, controlled the distance, and made the fight far more competitive than many expected. That performance was supposed to help Davis move past the distractions that had surrounded him. Instead, it created another round of questions. Rather than looking like the explosive knockout artist fans have become accustomed to seeing, Tank appeared hesitant and less effective than usual. The result only intensified speculation about whether outside problems were beginning to affect his performances.
Man, I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate True Boxing Media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won. And, you know, I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to dance again.
And boxing analysts immediately began debating whether Davis had lost some of the sharpness that once made him so dangerous. Long stretches of inactivity, constant distractions, and issues outside the sport can eventually take a toll on any fighter. When preparation and focus begin to suffer, those problems often become visible once the fighter steps inside the ring.
Position would have taken that fight, especially with the payout. It's like, that's a no-brainer, but I understand. I still feel for Lamont. That's my boy. Like, he still want his rematch. But then when you be realistic about the money situation, you're changing your whole family life. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's people hate on it because they're not in that position. I'm not saying Lamont. I'm speaking like other boxers. Be like, oh, he this for that. He's this. It's a side quest. It's a little side quest. Because what happened when Floyd and all these guys went on WWE, but then they get right back to what they doing? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's another little side quest. I'm all for people just getting their money. So get the best, make the most that you can out of this entertainment world. Cause I mean, I don't know. I would have done it as far as the money aspect, cause none of us would deny that money. They talking like they would. None of them would deny.
Adding another unexpected twist, reports have linked Davis to a potential exhibition with Jake Paul. A matchup like that would have sounded almost impossible several years ago. But with Davis facing uncertainty surrounding traditional opponents and his relationship with major boxing platforms, an exhibition could provide another way to remain active and generate significant revenue. Paul has repeatedly shown a willingness to pursue unconventional matchups, and he has previously taken shots at Davis over his size, legal problems, and career trajectory. The proposed event has already generated plenty of criticism from boxing fans who view it as more entertainment than serious competition. For Davis, however, the bigger concern is what happens if legal restrictions prevent him from returning to normal professional boxing.
Tank Davis is fighting Jake Paul, crossover matchup on steroids. Talk to us about it. What you think?
That's all it is, man. But it's good. Good for him. I'm happy for him. You know, everybody wants to do that, man. If you can go rob the bank and not get in trouble, why not, man? Why not?
The situation becomes even more complicated when sponsorship and promotional relationships are considered. Any pause in major partnerships can have a major impact on a fighter whose popularity depends on constant exposure. Meanwhile, other stars such as Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, Shakur Stevenson, and Jaron Boots Ennis continue creating headlines through major fights and career developments. Davis risks losing valuable momentum while his legal situation remains unresolved. Another interesting part of the story is Floyd Mayweather's apparent distance from the situation. Mayweather once played a major role in promoting Davis and helping build his public profile. If that relationship has become less visible, it only adds to the questions surrounding Tank's direction.
That's a hard one, bro. That weight class difference is weird. Manny or Rolly? I got Manny.
Mayweather has experienced legal controversies of his own, but the business side of boxing can be unforgiving when multiple problems begin stacking up. Promoters, sponsors, athletic commissions, and broadcasters all have to consider the potential consequences before committing to a major event. So is this truly the end of Gervonta Davis? It's too early to say for certain, but the situation has clearly moved beyond a single bad performance or isolated controversy. The bigger concern is whether the repeated problems have created a pattern that could eventually become impossible to overcome.
We two guys from different worlds that's still on the same that one goal, and that's to make sure our family, our kids, and everything is okay. So shout out to Jake Paul for coming with me and making this event happen, and his team, and what is MP Promotions, Netflix, Al Heyman, everybody.
Turns out he can't read just like Floyd.
Oh, MVP. MP. Oh.
You got it, champ.
I'm not worried about that.
You got it, champ.
People talk.
The legal system isn't concerned with knockout records or pay-per-view numbers. Athletic commissions have their own standards, and fans eventually make their own decisions about which fighters they want to support. Davis has already accomplished what most boxers can only dream about, becoming a world champion and establishing himself as one of the sport's most dangerous punchers. But his story can ultimately become a lesson about how difficult it is to protect a great career when problems outside the ring continue to overshadow the achievements inside it.
Was training for something like this? Obviously, smaller guy. How was this in the training aspect, Jake?
Yeah, just a lot of punching down, practicing, hitting below my knees, and a lot of speed.
He warming up.
We're
now.
sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna beat Jaden Love ass. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. He know. He laughing.
What are you talking about?
What
does he have to do with this?
Let anything. You know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't gotta say it up here. Let anything happen, and I'ma show you and him.
That if Tank Davis' boxing career, real boxing career, championship is over because, you know, of the Jake Paul fight. It would be sad for boxing. I don't know for that to be the case. But if he make, you know, in excess of 30, 40 million.
They reported $40 million.
I don't know I don't know what he does after that. Does he come back to boxing and defend those titles? I don't know, bro. So I don't know if could this be the last time we see Tank Davis in a real championship fight? Was Lamont Roach the last fight we see of him like that? I don't know. But if it is, that would be a tough pill to swallow for boxing fans.
Davis still has the talent to change the narrative. A fighter with his power, speed, and ability can make people forget a lot with one spectacular performance. But before that can happen, he has to deal with the issues surrounding him and prove that he can keep his career moving in the right direction. The clock is certainly ticking. Whether this is the beginning of the end or simply another difficult chapter remains to be seen. What happens next could determine whether Tank Davis rebuilds his reputation or watches one of boxing's most promising careers become defined by everything that happened outside the ring.